And welcome back to the Kerbal Pole Expedition 3. Hopefully you saw an ad then. You probably didn't see an ad based on the amount of people saying that in the Twitch chat. What is it? What is it with Twitch? Where are all these adverts?
I was getting all the ads.
I was getting ads.
Oh. Well, you were getting ads. That's nice for you. Where's my ads? Oh. Well, I mean, where's the ads for everyone in stream release? I mean, I'm not watching adverts. No.
I've been supporting. I'm getting all kinds of ads over here, especially for that lovely new movie, The Visit, and I'm going to see that the day it comes out.
Yeah.
I've been getting ads on Twitch for The Visit. I just don't know. You know what?
Little ad.
I think they have pulled the ad where it's the old lady with the oatmeal stuck in her teeth and stuff, because
That's
that
what you
just
were
wasn't
talking
working.
about.
Yeah,
What was that?
It's awful, horrible. The Visit, just a horrible preview that would make absolutely no one want to see the movie whatsoever.
Sounds like it.
And it was a Shyamalan movie anyway, so there's a lot of people who wouldn't want to see it to start with.
No one would want to see it anyway.
Is that the one with the grandparents?
Yeah, they go to see their grandparents.
God. Sounds absolutely horrible. Really?
It is. I've seen the preview. I don't like it. No.
We should do some prediction on Rotten Tomatoes scores for the Visit.
Yeah, that would be particularly interesting. I have found something on Duna. We have found something on Duna. Street Lamp, did you put this here? I do not know what is going on right now. Something very odd is happening. It was the Ronin porn again, hacking into the stream with his jeb and... Why?
What? Me?
It was
What?
you,
No, not
again.
me.
Why?
No, this Jebediah is doing it all on his own. Jebediah.exe, this program running in the back of my computer
Yes,
because of
this-
64-bit. The mods I installed,
Oh.
he became sentient. We covered this yesterday.
Yeah, the mods. Yes, porn. Like
Oh.
anyone believes that story.
No,
Do you
it's
mean-
been reported in the KSP forums under the 64-bit community mod. Someone has reported, they were asking, has anyone else experienced Kerbals becoming sentient while using this mod? It's reported. It's known. If Ted were here, he'd back me up.
My god, it's there in the logs. You can prove it. Go have a look
absolutely.
yourself.
Crap, you're
Oh,
right.
Ted. Ted, see?
Yeah, what's going on? Sorry, I was reading some of the chats.
Sentience, Kerbals occasionally develop it. It's because of the 64-bit community workaround, and it just happens, right?
Yeah, it's not the most stable
Oh.
workaround.
Oh,
Yeah, and
there
they
we go.
become evil in the process. Sentience, evil.
Someone
Wow.
suggests turning it off and on again.
That would
some
involve
say you
shutting
actually need
down
to
the stream,
put your
surely.
computer outside and just leave it. Covering it with a blanket sometimes helps.
Go dig a hole, bury it. Put it
Sort
in
of
a
walk
lead
around
suitcase.
counterclockwise 3 times, that sort of thing.
I am
Hail
really
Satan.
excited for 64-bit again because there's a number of issues with the community workaround. When you run the 64-bit community workaround, if you click out of the window, the rest of your computer believes that you are right-clicking even when you're
Oh yeah,
left-clicking.
that was in the stock version. That's actually a full-on bug with the Unity 64-bit
4.64.
player for Unity 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alright.
Pretty much any Unity game that's 64-bit, I believe, using those versions, if you run in windowed mode, will do that.
Interesting.
It's just an odd thing with the input.
and then the other thing is that the Space Center KSC in career mode tends to just upgrade itself.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, really? It's just like,
Suddenly
I want
everything.
to be better. Why are you denying
It's only
me
a
this?
visual glitch, though. It doesn't change the
Oh,
gameplay.
oh,
You just have to go out and come back in if you want to
Oh,
be
I
able to
thought it
right
was
click
not
and
only the
upgrade.
Kerbals, but it was actually the Space Center itself that gained sentience and decided
Yeah.
it wanted to upgrade itself.
Really,
Yeah,
64-bit is just AI, and we're just trying to keep it down at the moment.
it's haunted, is what it is.
It's obviously ghosts.
It must be
Yeah,
best.
I was
Ah.
pretty sure it's cursed with the amount it's filling our bug tracker. It was just
Is Squad based on an ancient Indian burial ground?
yeah.
You gotta be careful of that. That kind of thing happens all the time. Yeah.
Before we built the building, we did dig it up, and I'm not going to go there.
We did destroy some ancient bones, and I think there was a tomb down there. Yeah.
Something about the elder god will rise again, that sort of thing.
Some sort of prophecy, yeah. We don't really remember the details. It wasn't in the planning permissions.
Wasn't
but-
important. Wasn't important.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Kerbal Polar Expedition 3. Thank you for your continued support in our charity event, raising money to create sources of clean water in places like the more water-deprived areas of Africa and Southeast Asia, so that people don't have to waste loads of time walking for water that is just going to give them horrible diseases anyway. So it's a really good cause you're supporting, and we would be extremely grateful for your continued donations. Any amount you
And
can
at 10,800, I'm going to try to play Pokepawn live
That's
as a
$90.
precursor to at 11,000. Harvey is going to give us, he's going to serenade us with his lovely larynx and read us the intro to War of the Worlds.
Yes, indeed.
So
That
donate
will happen.
to get to those things. And it has to happen today, people. We got to hit 11K before the end of this,
It is
right?
required.
We only have
Got
29
to.
minutes.
Yeah, 29 minutes.
It was written on those tombstones that we found.
Yeah, the
beneath-
prophecy. The prophecy must come true.
So it was written, so it shall be.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm glad everyone is on board with this idea. So please, $90. $90 left to go. We just need
Paramecium
to raise some
Kid
money.
in chat. So when do we get another part?
I'm not sure if
We haven't gotten the
Max
other
is-
parts.
Casper's not here. You can do it now, Ted. Come on. Come on.
free from my reins. There are other parts that we're working on, but the screenshots we have of them don't represent like the final version, so we don't really want to get people hyped on something that it's not, basically.
I really like the look
And-
of the antenna and the communication pack
Yeah.
that's coming because you have added a couple that are going to be specifically for retransmitting, right?
Yeah.
For bouncing signals off.
Exactly.
And and the designs look great, and finally those 3 different antennas are each individually, have a use because they're going to have different transmission ranges, right?
Yeah, I believe we're using a few things to differentiate them and balance them, but transmission range will be one of the ones we're considering with a bunch of others. Just kind of things like the amount of electricity they use and the amount that they can send, like the rate they can send things at. Just a few things to kind of add a bit of depth, but nothing too micromanagey.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'll be curious to see how you guys decide to handle, if you haven't already figured it out, the idea of those, retransmitting, so you can control rovers in a place that you can't see, you're bouncing signals off, like how much electricity does that use, and constant, and the draw on something. It'll be interesting to see what you come up with.
Yeah, it's because obviously things go on rails when you're not focused on them and things like that. There's a bit of cheaty maths we can sort of do to
Ooh, cheesy maths, a little bit of cheeky maths.
yeah. To kind of like estimate how much you've used when you weren't using it and things like that. But so, yeah, there's a few different directions we want to go along that we're discussing. So that sort of thing kind of we get a lot of feedback on that stuff to kind of help us assess, because something can be really, really great in your head and be like a perfect idea to implement. But bringing things through QA brings up a lot of feedback from people that are both like early players of the game. Remember what it's like for people that don't really understand like all this quite intuitively, because it's one of those things that once you've learned it. So it's very difficult to imagine that you're just approaching the game, you're sitting down, you've got that initial confusion of like pressing spacebar, for instance.
Yeah.
I remember my first rocket, I kind of pressed every button but spacebar.
It was like, how do you make this thing go?
Get into orbit.
How do you make go?
I was actually thinking, because I made a mistake recently, because I hadn't played a lot of career mode, and then like I did it for New Pawnington, but when I started Hardcore Pawn, it was the first time I'd seriously played career mode, because in the hard mode it really does force you to pay attention to what you're doing, and I didn't realize, as long as 2 years I've been playing KSP in career mode, that the Kerbals that you have in the astronaut complex on the one side are not already purchased. They're just names that you have to purchase. So I didn't realize I was spending money in my career mode run where I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and I hired someone. And it occurred to me that's probably something that happens to people, and maybe like a UI thing that says, you're about to spend money,
That's a good point, actually, yeah, because that UI was all originally designed without the requirement of money and things like that put in. Mission control obviously existed before the currencies. So yeah, that's a good point. Things like that is just really
It
useful,
is hard to go back, though, to look at
Exactly,
the
yeah.
game from like a new player's perspective when you've been to Elu and back and things.
Definitely. You sort of you also get to a point where you have certain things on muscle memory, so even if it's kind of like dismissing that first help dialogue that comes up, you still do that, so you might not even spot like a spelling error or something like that in it, or the fact that a new feature isn't in that. I mean, normally we catch all that sort of things through QA, because we have like new people coming in and testing things out, but
I wonder
it's
when you get like bug reports and stuff, I wonder if you can actually find out whether this person is a new player or whether they are a veteran, because that might you might be able to prioritize which bug routes you solve first, or which reports to read first.
Yeah, I have a really good memory for names, funnily enough. So everyone on the QA team and experimental teams, I pretty much remember when they've joined and things like that. So the bug reports we get from there, I know pretty much if the player's new or if they're like really seasoned, and you can pretty much also tell, because a lot of people will document the game differently. People refer more often to things like the names of parts, old names for parts that have been remodeled, or just a more detailed knowledge as well. Like people that know the background of the game really speak about it very differently.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really handy to receive reports from both there. Like, it's great.
Harvey, the way that you were driving for the past 30 seconds was just, this is my posture right now, and it's for you. Because, geez, man, you're like 9 times physics warp there, slamming up that L.
I'm
Scary.
getting so frustrated because I keep on getting some amazing progress, and then at the last second, when I'm about to slow down to quack save, then it breaks and then it crashes, and it's so
I love
frustrating.
that quack save has become so, you just turned that, it just fell off your tongue. You're not even thinking about it anymore.
Exactly,
Quack
it's
save.
like we were talking about, it's muscle memory. It just happens. It just comes out my mouth.
quick question for Ted. Will we ever see a return of the magic boulder? Because I think currently it's hibernating somewhere close to the sun, but you know.
Yeah. I sort of Easter eggs become one of those fringe things that's quite hard to keep updated throughout multiple updates that are quite significant. Hopefully these days we're not really doing that because we're past 1.0, we're past the point where we will do dramatic overhauls for the player. So I think it's more that we'll probably end up actually doing more of an Easter egg pass and like correcting all of them, and at a certain point we're very, very sure that that's kind of nothing's going to change significantly in terms of just where things are. So yeah, I think we'd like to add a couple more as well. So maybe I don't know, just I don't know.
Yeah,
have to keep that secret. Obviously.
Like, yeah, obviously it's not a priority. It's just a general wonder. As I miss that little guy. I miss that little guy.
I mean, a lot of that stuff was put in by Nova, who sort of maintained it, had a really like grand idea of what he actually wanted it all to be like and wanted to play out as a story. And there's actually a game that does that really, really well, which is Stranger Things Trials Fusion. And they had like a whole massive Easter egg hunt in real life where people had to find like 4 boxes that had 4 keys in them and then decrypt a message like in the game from like texture files and things like that. And apparently it actually one of the 4 keys opens a lockbox underneath the Eiffel Tower. And apparently if you go there in 2114, I think it is, on like a specific day, there'll be someone there that will have the box or something like that.
Those type
and this
of
is all
like,
real. It's like,
yeah, those type of. Sorry, actually, finish what you can say because this is going to be a bit of a.
Yeah, it's all completely real. And there's a blog post on it somewhere that talks with like the creative director or some lead producer. And he seemed just absolutely more invested in that than the game, but it was pretty amazing.
A lot of people are asking about other planets and GP2, and it really brings me back to back when you first mentioned in the first KerbalCon when you showed off that one picture of GP2, like all the way back then, what you said how you want to add more things to do on the planets rather than more planets.
Yeah.
Is that still the mentality?
Yeah, it is. The ultimate idea is to really add depth instead of breadth at this point, because we're at the point where we can really add extended functionality to each of the features that we feel that need it.
Well, and then, at least on the PC, it's just a matter of if you want more. I mean, there is Kerbal like Galaxy at this point that adds so many planet packs. You can literally go interstellar. Yeah.
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 So that's that sort of thing, like you say, is also covered by mods a lot. Whereas some of the more deep ideas we have throughout the game aren't wholly covered by mods. So I think there will be a point where we will add content in terms of for new planets, but it's not right now. And would it be Gas Planet 2? I don't really think so, because when we created that, the vision for planets was obviously a bit different to what it is now. Where there's like different people in the team, mostly obviously still the same people, but we've got newcomers who have new ideas. I think also just kind of we have discovered the planets a little more than when they were first made. We've seen how people play with them. We've seen which ones have become favorites. Do we want to make ones that we'd kind of like steal from those planets, or do we want to
actually
make ones that are better?
Do you know that off the top of your head? What are the best, like, do you have an internal ranking system of which planets are the most popular? And do you know which one is the most popular or which is the least popular?
There. The data's there, but it needs quite a lot of analysis to get through it. People that choose to send the information back to us, the progress tracking system will tell us all of
the
that.
time spent on the different spheres of influences and things.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how detailed it goes down to, but it gets it definitely tells of how many people have gone to the moon, how many people have gone to certain planets, achieved certain orbits. Like the number of people that, for instance, probably done a first launch but haven't achieved orbit. We can see that as well.
I hope that everybody. It took me a while to come around to career mode, just because we've been playing since
still haven't
since
really.
Almost there wasn't a career mode, and so I always had this mentality of you get in the game and you just start going to bodies and you just start trying to go farther and farther and farther. And I kind of, for a while, just overlooked all of the new contracts and the new activities that there are to play in the game.
Yeah.
And then I finally came around to it and realized how much better the game is with all this stuff to do. Like, I love taking these little tourist contracts and trying to design the smallest, cheapest thing that I can to get 2 Kerbals out. It's just so much more
real
to do
challenge
once you open to it.
design.
I have a.
Sorry, I
not-
just want to say I need
quickly.
to do that. I haven't. You've had your realization, Paul, and I nearly had it. I tried to get into it, and then I was just like, but Sandbox, I can just build what I like without all this niggling with funds and things.
See, that's
But,
why I think Kerbal Engineer for you, because I think you're definitely not like me, but in some way you might be, like me, and it was Kerbal Engineer that helped that, because without Kerbal Engineer, you just don't feel like you have complete control over how you're spending your funds, because you're not sure if this is capable of doing what you want it to do. Once it is capable, then you have the, like, am I going to fly it right? And that's, it's not like it takes the challenge away, it's just at least I know that I've built a ship that has the Delta V to get to orbit.
Like, I really love Kerbal Engineer as a plugin and things like that, and I do use it myself. But the interesting thing I find about it is that you couldn't. It's difficult to learn the game through Kerbal Engineer. Is that kind of if you start linking things to numbers as opposed to how they look, you start focusing on different things. You might not kind of you might be striving for the number that you seem to think that works, whereas alternate designs might work just as well, and you don't explore that as much. Whereas if you've learnt through KSP, like stock or with different mods, I find like alternate designs seem to come up more and things like that before you're focusing on efficiency, which is then when you bring Kerbal Engineer in and you really number crunch and things like that. So I think kind of trying to have that information in stock, but in a way that promotes just kind of exploring trial and error designs would be the ultimate way.
RV is having a heck of a time with this hill.
I just
I'm just watching his face
We
reaction.
need a hill. We need a name for this hill since it's causing us so much issue.
What
But
I keep on wanting to do is just to climb up the side of the hill because it's nice and flat for a while, and then I want to coast down on the brakes. I keep on trying to do that. I keep on getting so close, and then just last minute there's a hill and death. Oh.
Anyway,
so
I have a quick question. Remember back in the early days of Point 18 when we had a quick preview of what Point 19 was going to be, back when that you thought that we were going to get resources then, and you had a lineup of a whole bunch of parts which ended up getting scrapped. I was wondering, are you going to do the same thing later on the line, where you're going to reuse those parts the way you did with the antennas?
The parts, there's a couple of them that work their way in, at least through like a mirrored design, like an inspirations of design into the resources pack, into the resources update rather.
Yeah, and are you going to be doing something similar to that in the future?
Yeah. It's more if we see the part, and we like need a part and we see that one and it fits and we can kind of go over it, we'll use it. But there's no real desire to absolutely make sure we use each one, because we can sort of use them as inspiration and collate them as well, which is quite nice.
It's just the drillers that were previewed. There's QuackSafe. The drillers that were previewed, like the smaller version of the current driller, I'd love to see that with some sort of disadvantage due to it being smaller and therefore more convenient, but a massive disadvantage, like, I don't know, it's a hell of a lot slower or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It'd be nice to have some variation of the drills. With I think finding the trade-off would be the difficult bit.
Because currently when the resources were implemented just recently, there's room for expansion there. I remember that being a big key. So maybe different drills for different resources, but having a lot of small ones instead of one large one, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what we mean by depth as opposed to breadth. We're focusing on adding the depth, the amount of content really, and it's that sort of area that is quite nice to really expand into, given the variation, because it really changes up the practices of how you're playing it.
I have a old folder full of like the old preview stuff, and some of these models actually look really nice. Like
it was really good work from Nova.
What was originally going to be like a resource transfer sort of thing, turning it into actual fuel, which is supposed to be incredibly heavy, but looks like it's a 1 meter part. And this other orange box thing, I could really see that being a radially attached thing. Like it was great work, and it's a shame that it's not getting used to its fullest potential. So hopefully,
absolutely. It's just where we can, we'll find uses for it. Like we don't want to sit around either, because it's really nice to see people use them all. It was really nice to see what happened to the resources parts, and again with the antenna, like use is really nice seeing.
That same folder has a bunch of old images of like the planets and harvest poor harvest. You know,
Yeah.
completely got overlooked. Well, not overlooked, but because the height map was redone for Tylo. Wasn't there another landing gear thing that was originally promoted for?
Was
Because I remember one thing was released where the large landing gear is visible in the small one, and an even smaller one. That's the size of the current high speed one. Was that ever?
I can't quite recall. That was back then. I was a moderator, so I wasn't really fully in on the know. But yeah, it
If I
seems to
can
ring a
just
bell with me.
Interject quickly. I do want to say thank you to 99 Stars. I noticed this a minute ago. Donated $40. Said another year,
thanks.
another KPE, another job well done. Keep up the good work.
It has been a little while since we ran out those donation comments, isn't
Yeah.
it? Hasn't
Perhaps you
it?
should.
And thank you 99 Stars, because apparently you're one of the few people in chat who wants to hear me sing Pokeball live. Everybody else,
There's
thanks for nothing.
$50 left to go, and we have
$50, and we'd be there.
just about quarter of an hour left on the stream. So,
Yeah.
go on. Can we get $50? Can we actually get $250, please? Can we?
Yeah, let's
Can we
hit
do that?
11K today,
Because
people.
I quite like the sound of finishing the stream with a little bit of narration. I quite like that. So, yeah. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that we are donating for a great cause, but if you're going to be donating and want a chance of winning anything, you have to make sure to leave your Twitch, donate under your Twitch name, or leave your contact details, such as an email address or a Twitter handle or whatever, in your donation comment. Raising money for charity water, bringing sources of clean water to communities in water-scarce areas. Thank you for watching, and please get us to that 11,000 mark. We would really appreciate it. And so would all the millions of people in the water-scarce areas who you're donating for. It's not us. We're not getting anything out of this other than satisfaction.
Yeah,
Wait,
we're
I'm
not getting
I'm
a
not
cent.
getting anything?
You're not getting a cent.
Yeah, no, it was in the small
Did we
print on
get
the
water?
contract.
It was small. It was small print. It nullified.
Morty, you didn't read the contract. Again with this guy. My agent, Morty. He gets
You need to find a new
20%.
agent.
Try asking his grandfather. So
Morty, who else is, because we've got Mortimer Kerman in the administration's building. Who are the others?
there's definitely Gene. There's a whole
Gene
list.
in Mission Control.
Gene's in
Um,
Mission Control.
Who's the fellow who appears in the videos, but he's never appeared in the game? He's got a mohawk.
Bobak.
Bobak, Mohawk, Kerman.
Yeah. So what's the next waypoint number?
Right, so we've just passed waypoint 9, which means both in terms of our... is it longitude or latitude? Latitude? Which one's upwards? Which one's upwards
I'm
towards
always
the pole?
confused by that.
Upwards is latitude.
Latitude. So in terms of our latitude, we already passed our schedule a while ago, so we are ahead of schedule in that terms. And in terms of waypoints, we've just passed number 9, which again means we are ahead of schedule in terms of distance. But the distance
and so-
between each waypoint is not exactly the same, so...
It's not exactly the same because I put some down for navigational age. Not age, aid.
Aid, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the number 10 is interesting. Remember
Oh, okay.
to read the plaque on 10.
Right, so we're on our way to
We got
number
it,
10.
guys.
Don't think we'll get there this live stream, but we're going to be getting there.
Probably not. Yeah, tomorrow.
10,800.
Ooh,
Nice.
Have we hit it?
Yeah.
refreshing,
Ah.
refreshing.
10,000.
800 exactly. Nice. Chicken Kerman donated $50. Yeah.
Again.
And says,
Just gotta
donating
say.
this to hear Pokepole and Ronan Pole, and I choose you!
Oh, so hey, you gotta
well,
go.
too
You
bad,
gotta
it was all
play. Ah. No, it's time. It's time for a little sing-along with Ronan Paul.
I will.
With Ronan Pawn.
I will head along. I'll head off before that.
Oh.
That's probably a
I'll
smart move.
give it a watch on the stream, but I really should be going.
Ah, okay. All
All right,
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for coming.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for
coming.
coming.
Thanks for answering all
Thanks for
our
having me. It was really nice to be on
stupid,
here.
annoying questions.
Yeah.
We really
They're good. They're
appreciate-
good. It's nice to talk about the game. It's always nice.
Great. All right. Thank you so much
yeah,
for coming on.
thanks for having me.
See
See
ya.
ya.
Bye.
So yeah.
Let me serenade you as you leave.
Nah.
This is going to be tricky, actually, because, you know, I wrote it over a year ago. I've been practicing it a little bit lately, trying to prepare for this, so.
Well, we've had a year to practice it, so you know.
And have been every day. Pokepawn.
Take it away,
Just quick save.
ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the Ronin Pawn.
Okay, I remember it now. I want to be the very best, like no pawn ever was. To build them is my real test, to fly them is my cause. I will travel across the skies, searching far and wide. Gather science to understand the goo that is inside. Ronin Pawn, gotta catch him, it's you and me. Playing career mode in KSP. Ooh, you're my best friends in a world we must defend. Ronin Pawn, gotta catch him, our course so true. Jebediah will pull us through. You'll teach me, I'll mislead you. Ronin Pawn, Ronin Pawn. Every mission along the way, with courage I will face. I will fly them every day, straight into outer space. Come with me, the time is right, our node is drawing near. SAS and thrusters full, draw up the landing gear. Ronin Pawn, gotta catch him, it's you and me. Build it in three-sided symmetry. Ooh, you're my best friends in a world we must defend. Ronin Pawn, gotta catch him, our course so something. I don't remember that lyric. That will pull us through. You teach me, I'll mislead you. Ronin Pawn, Ronin Pawn.
Hey! Ronin Pawn! Ladies and gentlemen, we've just passed $11,000. Someone got us there. Someone got us just over that final mark.
$200.
11?
It was Alex Carranza.
Oh my
Alex
goodness.
Carranza has donated $200, so we're currently sitting at a nice tidy 11,010. Nice.
Alex, baby,
With
says
6
you guys
minutes
are
left.
awesome. Charity Water is awesome. The KSP community is awesome. 200 and BLSP
Everything
Black
is
Death
awesome.
with the
Everything
$10
is
pushing us
awesome.
over BLSP. Why did you have to give 10? It would have been a nice round 11. No, keep giving money. I found some more under the mattress. A question for KSP devs: how about the old animations for gathering samples? I don't know. He left. What do you want? What do you want me to do?
Bit late for that now.
Hit to the forums, man. Thank you for your donation, Mr. Black Death, and
Yes.
for supporting on Patreon.
So, yes, so we passed 11,000, which means I'm going to be able to end the stream with that narration thing. We have
awesome.
5 minutes left. And in the final 5 minutes, we're sitting pretty nicely right now, aren't we?
This ended really nicely. I like it. The prophecy came true, guys.
Prophecy did
I
come true.
honestly didn't think that we were on our way to getting to the North Pole yesterday. I did
know,
not have
you
faith.
were the most skeptical person, besides from Goldfish.
And here we are, well past
We're
the
well
middle
past-
point.
Yeah.
That's the power of the flats.
Echo. So map
Yeah, can we
view,
get a
someone
map view
requested
somehow?
that. Yes.
Video has gone out. That
There
doesn't
it
matter.
is.
We're at the end. We reached our 4-hour limit for this group call.
I know, I noticed during the song, I thought it was a bit of a shame because we wanted to see your amazing
Yeah, we should
emotions across your
probably not-
face.
Probably not start the call with the group video on. Probably wait till we're
Does it-
live for
Oh,
that.
that's a good
Wow,
idea.
we have made a lot of
Let's
progress.
see. We're getting better at this
Oh,
every
wow.
day. So come back tomorrow, because we'll be even that much better.
It's because today I decided to actually focus a bit on driving and try and get that distance, and we did. We've been using 3-4 times physics warp. The landing gear have held out really well, so we've just been coasting
Can
up
you
and down
go to
these
map
hills.
view and can you go to map view and show waypoint 5 because that's where we were at the beginning of the stream?
It wasn't. We weren't even at there, were we? We were.
Well, we weren't
just
even at
before
there,
it.
but, you
See,
know,
we've
it's a
gone
bit of a
from here.
benchmark.
The course of today's stream, we've gone from this part that new co-hosts can see right now.
Holy
Wow.
There
crap!
you
Yeah,
go.
that's incredible.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can totally see
All
that.
the way over here, we've covered like a third of the entire distance, or maybe not quite a third,
Jeez.
maybe a quarter. That's
And the
pretty
reason I
impressive.
didn't have faith was I believe on day 1 we got a bit past flag 1.
Yeah.
I think we
Because
weren't
of the
quite to the
North
second
Pole,
flag.
and also because of my lack of practice of driving buggies. I'm out of practice, but not
I
anymore.
have to say as well, you only had one issue with the canyon, and that was that one hill that we just got stuck on.
Yeah, today's been.
Other
pretty
than that,
smooth.
it was smooth
As
sailing.
long
and
as we keep up this momentum, you'll do it. You'll do it.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
the part we're on
And
right
that
now is
boulder
the
that
flattest of them
Jebediah
all.
threw at you.
Let's see, this is really flat right now.
yeah, it really is.
And there's a surprise waiting at the very northern tip.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my.
Telling you would spoil the surprise, but when laying out the flags, I noticed there was a surprise. Let me just say that you have to get all your Kerbals to the final flag. If you're really interested, you'll go to KSP and figure that out. But
Yeah, I think I know.
But,
That's gonna-
message me. I want to know.
Yeah. We can't say it on stream, it's too much of a secret. So,
Let me whisper in your ear.
the ASMR stream is returning for the last 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
My entire everything above the neck is vibrating right now. Your voice is so deep.
The
Yeah.
resonance frequency.
I'm glad you.
Above the neck, yes, I did
Yeah.
make a qualifier there.
Everything is vibrating for Harv.
Whoa.
God, you
Yes,
weird,
wrapping up the
beautiful
stream in
co-host.
exactly the way we started. We started out with wetness and moisture, and now we're up to vibration.
We were gonna let that die. No.
Oh, that'll never
You know,
die, Harvey.
I just
Oh,
wanted to
you'll
say
never
that I was.
die.
If he didn't say it, I would have said it. So I was
No.
getting ready.
Chat is
You're gonna
saying,
take the
quack the
opportunity.
save the
Quack
quack.
I've cracked it. We'll drive for 5 minutes, then we'll end up the stream, ladies and gentlemen. When this timer runs out, I'll begin reading the thing just before the timer runs out, and then we'll.
Have you got a link to it?
I sent it to him in
Okay.
Skype.
Yeah. Oh God, today's been good. Today's
Yeah,
been really
today's
good.
been really
Yeah.
good.
How much did we
lot
raise?
of
We
progress.
started off with $9,200.
$9,006 or something?
No, it was
Hang on,
at
I
least
got it.
$9,050.
$9,002.
No, it was at least
No,
9,050.
Oh, 9,122.
9,122. So we've raised just under $2,000. Can someone get us to 11,122, please? Exactly 2,000. And no one donate after that today. Just
Charity
exactly
OCD.
That. Exactly. No. But yeah, we've raised nearly
OCD for
2,000
charity now.
That is pretty awesome. People are telling me that the goldfish must sing, which is impossible because he's not here. Unless
That's not going to stop him.
It's not going to stop him singing. He can sing wherever he is.
Yeah.
He's probably singing right now. There's just if a goldfish sings and no one streaming is around to hear it,
Has it happened?
does he still make a sound?
Actually, yes, because he Snapchats it and sent it there.
Oh god.
Yeah, probably.
No screenshot never happened. I could learn his song.
Which one?
Because we did it like every... No, I couldn't learn it. Never mind. Why am I saying that? I got things to do, people, with my life.
Couldn't
I
learn it
leave
in
here.
the next
I got
3
all
minutes
these,
of the
you
live
know,
stream, certainly.
friends and
Yeah.
like people who like me and
Friends?
my girlfriend in Canada.
It's Canada's girlfriend now.
Ah. Alright, I'm gonna read out
As
this
Canadian can
thing.
confirm.
Shall I do some reading?
Yeah.
Let me find this.
Light reading.
A little bit of light reading.
Some smooth jazz in the background.
Just imagine the smooth jazz, because I don't want to risk any copyright strikes.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
You know, we should actually see... Okay, here's a donation goal. Harv will read the first 2 pages of the book of Genesis from the Bible in your voice.
Yes! Oh, God, no.
Because that's a good idea that will certainly cause rational responses in the
Let's
chat.
bring religion
That's what I
into
heard in
this.
that voice, is all, you know? I mean, we've heard it in
Paul,
Charlton
you
Heston's
can-
voice. I think we need the new generation.
Paul, and you can commission me to read anything you like. But not on the stream.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
In
on
fact,
my YouTube
actually,
channel.
you know what? You did, and what happened to that? The
It's,
Once
you
Upon
know-
a Time on a Knobbly Hill, whatever that was.
It's gonna happen. It'll happen actually
I
probably
read
within the
something out
next
for
week.
porn already. Oh, really?
Or after KPE3, I'll cut it together.
At some point. To be honest, I probably want... Don't let me listen to that back, because if I hear it, I'll be like, oh, God, must re-record.
About how much further until the 10th checkpoint?
31 kilometers. 30 kilometers. That
Ooh,
kind of
if
thing.
you really put your foot down, you could make it to the
Nah.
stream ends.
No,
but, you
we're
know,
already
nah,
technically over time
nah.
right now, so...
Yeah,
We got-
you're right. Nah.
Yeah. I'm gonna read out the intro narration to War of the Worlds, and then we'll say our last thank yous, and we will end the stream.
Before you get
Okay.
started, I just want to say, this is not actually happening, everyone. Okay? We just want to be clear, all right, before you get started. Don't leave your homes. Don't run for the bomb shelters. It's just narration. Go ahead.
This is not a news bulletin.
You see, with the Stanley Parable one, I knew how the narrator said this, so I kind of mimicked Kevin Brighting. I don't know how this one is read, so I'm just gonna have to put my own spin on it.
Very
it's it's War of the Worlds. How can you not know how it? I mean, it's an amazing musical.
What?
Right. I will give it a shot, okay? No one would have believed, in the last years of the 19th century, that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized, as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. Few men even considered the possibility of life on other planets, and yet, across the gulf of space, minds immeasurably superior to ours regarded this Earth with envious eyes. And slowly and surely, they drew their plans against us. I like that. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching the Kerbal Polar Expedition 3. We will be back, same times, from 5 PM BST, 12 PM Eastern Daylight Savings Time, 9 AM on the west coast of America, and 6 PM in Central Europe, supporting Charity Water once more for the final 2 days, tomorrow and Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. Co-hosts, you got anything you want to say just before the stream ends?
Come back tomorrow, same KPE time, same KPE channel.
And different
That's not
KPE
gonna
co-hosts. Whoever.
Yeah,
whoever's on
mildly
tomorrow.
Actually-
different KPE.
I'm the only one that's going to be leaving tomorrow, so
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yep.
So tomorrow we have Insane Acorn.
I'll be back on Sunday.
Yes, you will be back on Sunday. The final day, we have Insane Acorn, Enter Elysium is returning, Ronin Pawn, Chicken Keeper is returning, and Street Lamp, and also Danny. We have Danny2463.
I guess we'll be having Danny. Yeah.
Yes, so we will not be making any progress with the rover tomorrow. It's a good thing we're ahead of schedule now. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Goodbye, everybody.